Good morning. And thanks for starting your Tuesday with us.
Good morning.
Brendan and Trevor's in for Heather this morning. How's your morning going so far, Trevor?
It's good. It's good. It's very good. I had my breakfast not too long ago. I used to
Oatmeal in
never
a
eat
cup.
breakfast, and now I do. Things happen.
We have, Trevor in for Heather as she has a day off. And Trevor just got back from vacation. Were you gone? Was it a full week, Trevor?
It was a full week. I left last Monday, and I got back yesterday. So it was a full week.
In the land of heat and humidity and...
Back home, good old Texas.
You saw some family and friends, Trevor?
I did. That was my main goal after all, was to just... I hadn't seen them in what felt like forever. And I figured,
been a while.
Well, I get 3 weeks of vacation in a year, and I haven't used a single one yet, so why not?
Do you think your mom and dad will be watching today? Do they even know you're on the morning shift?
Yes, they do.
Okay, you did text them and let them know.
I told them.
Well, we'll see if they pop up. Right now, I don't see the Roubadeaux family tuning in, but they still have time. We're going to get to the weather quiz here, the weather forecast, and I told Trevor earlier in the TV show, I was out doing some errands. Sometimes people think that I also do the weather. I go, oh no, I'll just do the news. I said, I'm not the meteorologist. But I passed along the message. People want warmer weather, Trevor. We're getting to the middle of June here soon.
Yeah, we are. It's crazy how time works. It certainly didn't feel like June this morning, did it?
No, not at all. And that's what people are talking about here.
Chilly, very chilly. We had, well, I will say that because we had an in-lieu high pressure system, and then on top of that we had no clouds and no winds. Every once in a while, when a system sets up just like this, you can get cool nights like this, and so I think this is the first frost advisory that I had seen in a long time, and I mean frost advisory in June, like that alone is pretty absurd. So, but for those who are asking for warmer weather, I am proud to say that warmer weather is on the way.
Good.
And I may have brought that back with me from Texas. So
it was what, in the 90s and humidity? What was the heat index? Do you remember?
it was the real temperature was at least 90 every single day that I was there. And some days the humidity was well over 50%. I can't say I know what the humidity was exactly, but
That's okay.
I remember landing in DFW, getting into DFW at like 8 o'clock on last Monday, and walking outside, and it just felt like I was swimming. I walked out of the DFW airport, and I was like, oh my goodness, what in tarnation?
Is that what you said?
That's a word that those Texans use. What in tarnation?
Is that a Texas
What in
thing?
the world's going on here? Why is it so dang hot outside? Right? The heat index had to have been well over 100 some of those days. It had to have been.
Wow.
Like, my mom sends me messages every once in a while when there's like ridiculous weather happening. And there have been times she sent me messages just in the past like month or so. It's like, the real feel was like 105 today or something. And I was like, what? It's not even June yet. I mean, because this is like messages she sent like a month ago.
Yeah.
And I was just like, gosh, I'm so happy I don't live there anymore. It's cool that my family and friends live there, and it's okay to go see them every once in a while, but
Yeah.
I'm so glad I moved out of that. Going to Iowa State was one of the greatest decisions I made in my entire life.
Yeah.
And now I live up in a place that has a very long winter. That's actually a real winter and not whatever Texas has. I don't know what Texas has. I don't think I'd call it winter though.
Ice storms and...
They have the one ice storm like every other year. Not
Okay.
even that. When I was in high school, we went 4 years with nothing. I always looked forward to that. Like maybe there was that one ice or snow day you would get in high school. In my 4 years of high school, that never happened. I didn't miss a single day of school in high school due to bad weather.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, yeah, snow and ice doesn't happen as often as some people think it does. But that just goes like they don't have winter. The winter doesn't exist. Like, I don't care what people down there say. Your opinion is wrong. Winter does not exist down there. It doesn't. 40 is not winter.
No. Well, you came to the right place.
I did come to the right place.
Yep. So,
Wrong year though. I did not. I came in at like the worst possible winter apparently, but you know what? It was still better than anything I would have gotten in Texas. Mm-hmm. Whatever they got. They had one ice storm, I think, maybe two. The second one wasn't as bad.
we have your dad watching, Trevor.
There he is.
We're going out of order, but do you want me to read his comment now? We'll get into the weather quiz. So hi, Mark. Thanks for watching, and thanks for sending Trevor back. We needed him today. We need him every day, but especially today. We've had a lot of thunderstorms, your dad said. Without that, generally the humidity isn't too bad. I'm, again, reading Mark's comment here. He said, any storms around, though? Ick. And then he said, we had the Snowmageddon in February 2021.
Yeah, I remember that. I was in college for that, so I didn't get to experience that. I heard the horror stories of like massive power outages and people getting like multi-$1,000 bills for their electric bill, which was, I'm sure that was just fun. Meanwhile, I was up at Iowa State with sub-0 degree temperatures and snow. So,
And my apologies, I didn't go high enough in the chat here. We'll go to Trevor's mom's comment under Mark's account. And your mom saying, good morning, everyone. Have a fabulous day. It was so nice having Trev home for a week. And then your dad then said, good morning, all from Trevor's dad. So we got your mom and dad under the same account. We understand your mom doesn't have social media. We're glad they're tuned in today. And that looks like all the comments from the Roubadeaux family. You were asking some Michigan trivia today. I like it, normally because I know the answers to these things, Trevor.
I don't, which is why if I'm being completely honest, I don't even know all the Texas trivia. Shame on me, but like, if you had asked me to say like, what's the Texas state tree? To be honest with you, I don't know what the answer is. I don't know. So I thought, hey, I'll do a Michigan one because I don't know the answer to that one either. Apparently, everyone here does, and they all got it right. But let's see if you can get it right. Let's put it up on the screen. Which of these answers is Michigan's state tree? Is it the ash tree, the eastern white pine, or the larch or tamarack trees? Which one is it? And again, you guys made this one look real easy, but let's test everyone else's knowledge. My mom is a native of Michigan. Maybe she knows.
Oh, okay.
We'll see.
We shall see. I don't see any guesses from them yet, but we'll wait and see. Forecast time, Trevor?
Yeah, in the meantime, let's get over to the forecast. I'll do it in sequential order like I always do. So we'll just talk about today first. The weather today looks fine. It looks basically like a repeat of yesterday, with the exception that we will get some increase in cloud cover throughout the day, which we didn't have yesterday. It was sunny all day yesterday. It was an absolutely beautiful day. I got off the plane, and I looked outside on the plane, and I was like, oh, I bet it's just scorching today. And I got out, and it felt amazing. It was like 60s and 70s yesterday. It was amazing. Beautiful sunshine. Definitely cooler than average for summer, which is not something we've said a whole lot this year. But it was cooler than average. We're also cooler than average today, especially along the shoreline. If you're along the shoreline or into the straits, you're probably into the 60s today. Maybe some low 70s, depending on how the heat mixes up with the onshore, the onshore wind movement. But at the very least, we will be sunny the majority of the day with increasing cloud cover. So I'll just show you this. We do have a system approaching from the west. Maybe I'll start with the radar first to show you. So there's a look outside right now. Some small clouds moving into the region, and that's just a little bit of what we're going to get. You can see more clouds off to our friends in Wisconsin. So I'm just going to zoom out here. That's a low-pressure system. The low-pressure system's up just north of Winnipeg there. You can kind of see the spinning movement just north of Winnipeg, Canada. And extending from that, a cold front with, actually this is a warm front, sorry, with some rain attached to it. It looks like a pretty decent amount of rain, but a lot of that is going to break up by the time it gets here. And so we're not expecting too much rain tonight, but at the very least, we are going to get some rain. And so increasing cloud cover. This is well into the afternoon at this point. It's 3:15. We'll see increasing clouds ahead of the system, which is normal. You always get increasing clouds. And then onset of rain, probably anywhere from, I would say, 6 o'clock at the very earliest. I think it would be much later than that, but we'll say onset of rain anywhere from 6 to 9 o'clock. Moving from west to east, and again, you can kind of tell just by the way it sweeps across the map that it's a broken line. It's very weak. Some places, some very isolated local places might get a little bit more rain than others, especially into the eastern upper but and along the straits as well. But I think otherwise, especially the further south you go, a broken line of showers. I don't even think I think it's entirely possible. There's some people that won't get any rain today from this. I think that's how confident I am that it's not a very wet system. It's broken, and it doesn't look like it's too much rain to deal with. That will linger off into parts of tomorrow morning, and then we'll go right back to sunshine pretty much immediately. And then a secondary system is going to swipe in from the north. And at the moment, it looks like we could be tracking, and I mentioned this a couple of times when we were on air live earlier, that it looks like we could get some thunderstorms early on Thursday and then also again late Thursday. And we'll be warming up as well, so I had promised warmer temperatures. Well, here we go. Here's the week-long outlook. So we'll warm up the next 2 days. Again, that's the warm front attached to the rain that's coming through later tonight. We'll be into the 80s for the most part tomorrow, especially in the northern lower. And then the cold front will swing through after that from the secondary system. We'll drop our temperatures again back down into the 70s. A little bit cooler than average on Friday, but sunny. High pressure will build in behind that system. We'll get a lot of sunshine on Friday. And then just behind that, we'll swap our wind to out of the south dramatically. And looks like we could be into the 90s by early next week, Monday and Tuesday. So if you want a real taste of summer, there it is. It's not too far away from right now. And I want to show this to the event day planner. So this is there's so many festivals that happen all the time around northern Michigan. I can never keep up with all of them, but here's a cool one, the Mackinac Island Lilac Festival from June 7th through June 16th on Mackinac Island. Event day planner there, so if you're outside going to do that, pretty good conditions for the next couple of days. And then again, possibility for some storms on Thursday. A lot of details we have to hash out with that. If I'm in tomorrow, I will keep you updated on that. Otherwise, Heather will keep you updated on that, and we will track it as it goes. But for right now, I will say I would expect some thunderstorms around on Thursday. But you can tell by the symbol there under the Thursday icon that we're not expecting it to rain all day. It's not a giant rain system. It's more like just a line kind of swiping and cutting through parts of the region. So we'll say partly to mostly cloudy skies depending on where you are, with the possibility for thunderstorms on Thursday. And then by weekend, we should be, Saturday we should be mostly cloudy ahead of the system for Sunday, which I will show you that as well, because we're so close to time now that we obviously want to show a Father's Day, a close preview of like what could happen on Father's Day. And I say what could happen is because, obviously we're several days out from now, so this is not a guarantee that this will happen, but looks like the system's going to come through late, like Sunday. So there's the cloud cover on Saturday. Looks like maybe some extending rain showers on Saturday. And then Sunday, this giant blotch of rain. It looks like an MCS building up on a ridge runner that's going to move through the area of attached to basically just a line of cooler air connected to warmer air. And at the moment, it looks like the majority of that, on Father's Day at least, is going to stay well to our north. Again, as I mentioned, there's a lot of details you have to hash out with that. It's several days out from now, so there's no guarantee that the exact positioning on that is certain. This could swap to more out of the south, where it looks like everybody will get something. But at the moment, it looks like the majority of this rain, and probably thunderstorms too, are going to stay to our north. And the northern lower could you could even get some sunshine on that day. But for right now, let's just say there will be some rain around on Father's Day, but it'll be warm. It'll be very warm, into the 80s and low 90s.
All right. Thanks, Trevor. You want to say hi to our friends now?
Yes.
Sounds good.
I'll pull the weather quiz back up, too.
It's 53 and it's sunny in Farmington Hills downstate. Thank you, Christopher, for that. Paula is a little closer to us, geographically speaking. It's 53 and sunny in Boyne Falls. It was 39 degrees when she woke up at 6:45 this morning.
I believe it.
Mark said good morning from Mayo. 51 degrees. Please warm up.
Starting to warm up now.
Is his request.
51.
We have Paul watching from Rogers City. Dave watching from Breckenridge, where it's 59 degrees and looks to be a beautiful day. It's 51 in East Jordan, according to Nancy. Wally is saying good morning. Susie Q had quite the eventful morning. She said the fire alarm went off at 6:15 this morning and had a fire truck and men checking the house, but false alarm. So thank goodness for that.
Thank goodness for that, but also not thank goodness for your sleep. Waking up in the middle of the morning and
that's a good point.
Anything.
It's 51 degrees in Frederick, in case you're wanting to know. Christopher is guessing the eastern white pine, And Paula saying, go Oilers. You have any
Go
comments
Panthers.
on that, Trevor?
I say go Panthers. That's what I say. I don't think the Oilers. I'm a little sourpuss about it. I've been a sourpuss about it all week, but I don't think the Oilers deserve to be in the final. If I'm being completely honest, yeah, it should have been Dallas. Should have been Dallas. Dallas Stars.
Some hockey talk. I have nothing to add. Is there anything else you want to mention, Trevor, before we go on?
About hockey or just anything?
Oh, hockey, I figured. If there's anything else.
Well, I think if we've proven it, if the first 2 games of the series has shown anything, it's that Edmonton can put up a good fight against Florida, especially in Game 1. Like I was very surprised in Game 1 when Edmonton actually dominated the majority of that game and just had terrible bounces and couldn't score, which was basically just, I don't know. Me personally, I feel like that was the hockey gods balancing out the scales from the Dallas series winning Game 6 in a game that they did not deserve to win at all. I know you don't like pay attention, but in Game 6, the game that ended up being the Dallas Stars' last game of this series, season, they lost and ended up losing the series 4-2 in Game 6. The Dallas Stars dominated play and outshot them. At the end of the game, they outshot them 35-10. The Oilers had 10 shots on goal the whole game and still won, and that makes me I can't believe that. That's ridiculous. And so I feel like that's the hockey gods like shifting the scales and being like, okay, so you won a game you didn't deserve to win. Now you're going to lose a game that you deserve to win. And that's how Game 1 went. Sergei Bobrovsky, the goalie for the Panthers, just stood on his head and stopped everything, and the Oilers couldn't score. And now the Oilers have 1 goal through 2 games, and to that I say, ha! That's what happens when your best players don't show up. Yeah. Go Panthers.
I figured there'd be some hockey talk during this. Gib, do you have anything to add? He says no. Okay. Paula is also guessing white pine. So, Paula getting the conversation going here. My mom's watching. Hey, Mom. She said, good morning, Facebook friends. Hope everybody has a good day. Hi, Trevor, she says.
Hello.
And hope you had a great vacation.
I did. It was very fun.
And she's saying, can't wait to see her wonderful daughter and son in just a few days.
Awesome.
That's me. Going to be hanging out with Miss Kristen here in a few days. Seth is saying good morning from sunny and warm Petoskey. And who else do we have here? Wally guessing white pine. Susie Q guessing the same thing. Christopher talking about the weather could be interesting in the next few days. Severe weather is likely around Thursday. But then in the 90s in the forecast toward the end of the week and next week as well. And Christopher's downstate in Metro Detroit. Alice is with us this morning saying hi to Trevor and me.
Hi, Alice.
She's saying good job. It's 60 here and sunny in Alpena. She's also guessing white pine.
Got to 60 already. Wow. Because that's how fast it can warm up whenever the sun comes out.
Yeah.
There's no cloud
No
cover.
kidding.
That's what happens.
She's guessing white pine. Nancy's guessing eastern white pine. And yes, Christopher, thank you for the reminder. You can download the Storm Team Weather app. It's free.
Free disclaimer. Let's go.
Yeah. Now, Christopher's in our promotions department, in case you didn't know.
I did not know that. Now I know.
He's
You learn
not
something
really.
new every day.
We have Eddie saying, Trevor, you look good without the beard.
Oh yes, that was kind of a spur of the moment. I don't know. I don't even know what I was thinking. I just got home and I was like, what if I just got rid of it? So I did. I don't know.
I feel like Eddie was asking about you the other day, Trevor, and something hockey related,
The other
I
day?
think. Do you remember, Gib, what Eddie asked? Okay. Oh, he was asking.
Well, we kind of covered that already.
thoughts about hockey,
Gib was
yeah.
talking to us in our ear, relating the information that he wanted to know how I felt about the Dallas Stars getting eliminated. And I already talked about that a little bit. Like I said, I've been a sourpuss about it all week because I didn't think they deserved to lose. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I didn't think they deserved to lose Game 6. I did think they deserved to lose the series because they didn't play good all series long until Game 6, until it was too late. It's like, okay, well, if you play one good game out of 6 games, then yeah, you don't deserve to win the series. That's how it goes. But I was very upset that they lost Game 6. They should have won that game. Not everything goes your way. You don't always get the right bounces. So what happened, and now the Oilers are about to get swept in the Stanley Cup final. Yep, that's what's going to happen.
It always throws me off when the hockey playoffs are in June. It's like summertime. It just doesn't seem like hockey time, but anyway. I don't make the
It's a little bit
schedule.
later this year, I will say that's for sure. Most years in years past, the Stanley Cup would have already been hoisted by now. And
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Christopher has a sports comment. He goes, well, if the Oilers win the Stanley Cup goes back to Canada, which no Canadian team has not had the cup in the past couple of decades.
More than a couple of decades. It's been 3 decades. It's been just a little bit over 3 decades. The last Canadian team to win was the Montreal Canadiens in 1993. That was so long ago that Patrick Waugh was still on that team. Patrick Waugh, the legendary Colorado Avalanche goaltender, before he was on the Avalanche, was the last time that a Canadian team hoisted the Stanley Cup. And of course, it was the Canadiens, the team that has won the most Stanley Cups, and somehow hasn't won one since 1993 and still holds that record, which is kind of crazy to me. But yeah, I will say, I humbly admit that I do think it would be cool for Canada to win a Stanley Cup again, just because it hasn't happened so long, as you had mentioned. And I'm like, let's be real. Hockey, or ice hockey, I should say specifically, is Canada's sport. Like, their livelihood revolves around that sport. Maybe that's taking it a little too far, but it's not a stretch to say that Canada loves ice hockey. And so it would be nice to see them win. But I don't think they deserve to. The Panthers are a way better team by every stretch, and I think the only way they win is if the Panthers pull what the Stars did and they just don't play well. I think is the only way they lose. I think if the Panthers if they play the rest of the series the way they played Game 2, this series will be over by the weekend, and the Panthers will have won the Stanley Cup by then, if you ask me.
Okay. Oh, and Susie Q saying, Trevor, you look younger without the beard.
Do I?
That's
I need
what Susie Q
a
says.
mirror. I don't know.
Said you need a mirror?
I don't ever really notice it, to be honest with you.
There's
I've
a
always
bunch of monitors around here.
I've always been not super conscious of and this is a really bad, especially with me being on on TV. I should be more conscious about my appearance and the way I look, but I never have been. I've always been so lackadaisical about it. So, I mean, I used to look like, how do I put this in TV terms?
Your hair was a little longer.
I used to look like someone that you wouldn't see on TV. I used to look like I was 20 years older than I am right now. And for lack of a better term, it looked like I didn't own a home. Let's put it that way. So maybe I look my age without the beard, but I don't think, now that I really think about it, I don't think I've gone a complete clean shave since I started working here. I've always had at least a little bit of a fuzz going, and now I don't.
Okay.
Don't really know how to feel about that, but whatever.
I didn't know.
It's a decision I made, and knowing my dad's genes, it'll grow back in like 2 days, and I'll be a mess all over again.
I didn't know Trevor in that era, the long hair era.
Every day.
And your dad is saying that Trevor needs to help Harrison cover sports along with the weather. Yeah, he can be on double duty.
The only thing I'd be good at covering would be hockey. I can't talk about anything else. I'm starting to get good at talking about American football, but not really anything else. Don't get me talking about basketball. I don't know what's going on with basketball.
Same.
Somebody asked me about the Mavs, and I was like, I think they're losing, and that was it. That's all I said. I was like, I think they're losing because they are. It's like, but I can't put any insight into it because I don't understand that sport. I just don't.
And Paul's saying, Trevor, you look younger.
That makes 2.
Yep.
So that's 2 people who have said that now.
Yep. All right, so what is the answer for the weather quiz, Trevor?
Excellent question. And when you read out all the answers, it sounded like nobody guessed the wrong answer, including our crew had not guessed the wrong answer. So people do know their Michigan trivia. It's the Eastern White Pine, designated as the state tree of Michigan in 1955, the Eastern White Pine.
Did I read now that I think about it, I don't think I read your mom's comment. Your mom said, yes, I know, it's the White Pine. So yeah, she knows her Michigan trivia as well. So, speaking of those standings.
Yep, there it is. Everybody got it right today, including our Facebook viewer, Joel.
Yep.
Got it right. Producer Sarah is now a perfect 2 for 2. And Gib and Brendan are now on the board and not donutting anymore. Instead, now they've got the breadsticks. Instead of the donuts.
I like that. I'll take a breadstick any day.
Anytime. Everybody got the question right today, so people do know their Michigan trivia. So if I am working tomorrow, I'll have to pick a harder question.
Okay.
Gotta
The
stump
challenge
ya.
is on.
Gonna stump you.
Speaking of tomorrow, Trevor, if you're with us, if you're not with us, if Heather's back, either way, you're more than welcome to wake up at 4:30 with us.
Absolutely. Well, as you know how like jobs and stuff work, I'll be up way before that. But I will happily be here tomorrow morning if such that happens.
We know you
Otherwise, I'll tell you what, you'll see me tomorrow regardless of what happens. If Heather is back tomorrow, then I'll be filling in for Joe. And if not, then I'll be filling in for Heather again.
Yep,
So you'll
valid
see me
point.
tomorrow whether you like it or not. It'll just depends on what time of day.
And then we always like to talk about what Madison's going to be up to. There's a parade of homes coming up in the Traverse City area, so Madison's going to be live. If you have any like home renovations coming up, maybe need some inspiration, we're going to be showing you the latest building trends and things like that. Her live reports start in the 6 o'clock hour, but we're here at 4:30. Madison's here earlier than that. You know, she has to get to her live location and things. So we're all up early to provide coverage for you. And I know that some stations are going, I think I saw one station's up as early as 3:30, Trevor. I think that's a station in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken.
Those
they went to
poor workers.
4, and then they went to 3:30, I think.
Who's up at 3? I guess anything can happen. When you're in a big city like Chicago, I guess anything could happen. Somebody's got to be up at 3:30.
Yeah, that's true. All right, looks like we're all caught up in the comments. Christopher was talking about his beard. If he lets it grow out a little bit, he looks 10 years older than his current age. So Gibbs recently clean shaven. He had a little beard going on, but that has since disappeared. Sometimes we see Gib out in the studio if he wants to be on camera. Anyway, we appreciate you watching on this Tuesday. Trevor, thank you for all your hard work per usual. Any last messages before we say bye?
I don't got anything. Have a nice day. Enjoy the weather.
Bye.